Welcome to Cowgirl Talk, where we empower you to live authentically through real food, real talk, and real life. Sisters brought together by our love of cows. We're your host, Emily, a dairy lover and personal trainer living in Florida.
And Becca, a corporate cowgirl holding down the family fort in Pennsylvania. Let's go, cowgirls!
Hello, and welcome back to Cowgirl Talk. This is the beginning of season 3, and I know myself and Becca, we are so excited to be back. I honestly kind of forget how to record a podcast, it feels like, since we took the month of May off. But I'm so excited to dive back into all things Cowgirl Talk and really just use this episode to kind of catch up on the month of May, what we were up to. It was a very busy month, especially for Becca. And I feel like it's also the perfect time to kick off Cowgirl Talk again, as when we're recording this, it's officially June 1st, which means it's World Milk Day and it is National Dairy Month. So this is just the perfect kind of time to kick back up. And I think our schedules may be a little bit more normal moving forward, but normal doesn't really not mean busy for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I recently went back to work this week after taking about 2.5 weeks off, and I told my boss, I was like, I'm going to be honest, I was getting really used to not having a job.
That was kind of nice.
And not working. She goes, oh, girl, I know.
I feel you.
So without the podcast and without work, it wasn't like we weren't doing things, but yeah, we got home after, the wedding and the honeymoon and had like almost a week to just get settled back in before going to work. And it was so nice to just do whatever I wanted. But with that being said, I'm excited to be back in a routine. And part of that routine is Cowgirl Talk.
Yeah. No, I feel that so hard. You honestly need time to recover after the big event, because it's fun, but it is truly tiring. I know we're going to catch up on that, but I'm glad y'all had some time, because I know even just people having time off for Memorial Day, that being a whole week, and I know even coming back to work after that, it's kind of like, oh no. So having the wedding, then a honeymoon, and then Memorial Day, and then going back to work, I'm sure it just felt like I really have to motivate myself with something here.
Yep. Yeah. I feel you.
Oh,
I struggled this week.
Yeah, I can imagine, and understandably, but I know, hopefully getting back into a little bit of routine will just build some of that momentum back. And we know, like you said, Cowgirl Doc is part of it again, and to kind of continue with the normal structure of our show, because like I said, this is the beginning of season 3, because we've almost been recording, kind of started planning last summer, so we're coming up on our anniversary a little bit. But kick it off, let's do our highs and lows. And I guess we'll kind of just stick within our highs and lows of the week, unless you have a big high and low of the month, which I feel like, obviously, I know what your high would be.
No, I'll do it within the week, because so my high this week was my birthday.
Yes!
May was a crazy month.
I know.
I got married, I had a honeymoon, and I had my birthday. So I turned 32, which all day I had Taylor Swift's 22 song, but instead of 22, 32. I'm feeling 32. Perfect. Yeah, all day. And it was just a fabulous day. I had all my favorite things, and it was just a nice way to celebrate and cap off a crazy, crazy month. And then actually another high would be whenever I got back and got right back into work. A fun thing I got to do was for the Dairy Girl Network organization that I'm a part of. We launched our registration for our every other year. I don't know, like not bi-yearly.
Biannual?
No, that would be like twice a year. Anyways, every other year we have an amazing conference, and it opened up and we got to do some more planning for that. So I'm really excited to plan for that, which Emmy and I will both be there in November. So that was a big high, a birthday and launching my favorite conference. So 2 amazing things for the first week back.
I'm very excited.
Then my low would be that I have to work again.
Boo, real life. Boo.
I wasn't like upset to go back to work to the people and the actual work. And we actually have some really, really cool things and some really, really cool products that I get to lead with my team. And I have a team, which is crazy. So that was awesome. It was just, I was getting used to being a lady who lunches.
A lady who lunches. Yeah, just being able to, be a stay-at-home wife.
Be a stay-at-home dog
with
mom.
No responsibilities.
None. That's the thing. No and I read so many books. So my low is that I have to be responsible again. So
yeah. No, that's cool though that you have a job and a career and a team to come back to. That's like, hey, I'm excited to work with you guys again. But
yes.
Yeah, it's just the fact of working. There was I was with Ruben's family this past week, but his sister and I were talking, and I think someone had asked her, like, what's your dream job? And she made, the comment of like, I don't dream of working. I want to not have to work. That's my dream.
Yeah. So how about you, Emmy? What were your highs and lows?
So for me, I guess a high would be, we had a really fun Memorial Day weekend. We went up to Georgia, and that's where Ruben's family's at, and they have a lake house. And so we just spent the week at the lake, or the weekend at the lake. And that was just really fun. It's just fun to get out on the water, get a nice tan, and listen to some country music on the boat. So that was really fun. And I know we grew up near a lake, and I know we so desperately wanted a boat, and that just, it wasn't feasible for us at the time. And we didn't have any friends with a boat. And so finally getting to live out having a boat and being able to be on the lake is just, it's really fun. And with that as well, with being in Georgia the past week, we got to go to a cow sale on Thursday. So it was just fun to, anytime I get to get more directly involved or be around cows and the people again, I always just really enjoy that. And of course, there was a lot of the delicious baked goods, like the homemade baked goods. And so I had to snag some of those. One of my favorite parts about a cow sale. And I would say a low would be maybe just, I don't know, being a little bit out of my routine. I really enjoy being able to do what I do and being able to do that anywhere. But I know with being out of the routine, kind of like you said, it can be fun, but also I know we can feel our best when we're back in our habits, prioritizing sleep, nutrition. So I was just a little more lax on that the past week. And I'm just excited to get back into a little bit more of some structure.
We're creatures of habit.
Yes. Yeah.
So it feels good to.
We're boring, basically. It's okay. It helps.
You and I were far from boring this month. We have our boring moments, but this was not one of them.
Yeah, it really wasn't a time to say we weren't doing something in May. And that's where I feel like for this episode, just to really catch up, we can kind of just chat about almost the order of May. And I feel like this is going to be honestly really just fun, even for you and I having this conversation, because I know we spent a majority of May together. But again, I love Cowgirl Talk because it's a way for Becca and I to also kind of catch up and chat about everything. And
to like recap and go back to everything that happened.
Yeah, well, where do we start? I feel like the month started with your wedding, but did anything happen previous to that after we stopped or after we officially started our break from Cowgirl Talk?
Before wedding and after wedding.
Like, was there anything? That's anything? All that my mind occupies.
BW before wedding. I mean, honestly, no. Nothing really happened in the beginning of the May other than preparing for the wedding.
I have one.
Maybe? What?
For me, I went to a Luke Combs concert at the beginning of May. The first weekend of May.
That's right.
I got to see Luke Combs in Jacksonville. And for anyone who wants to go to a good concert, he was incredible. And it was just such a fun concert. It was him and Jordan Davis and Mitchell Tenpenny opened up for him. And they all sounded amazing live. But I mean, Luke Combs obviously was majority of the concert. And he was just spot on. He sounds exactly like the radio. His voice is incredible. And it was just I feel like it's always such a good crowd at country concerts. So highly recommend. It was so much fun.
You went there, you got FOMO. This is coming back to me. You got FOMO from the State College Beaver Stadium concert, which was like his largest concert he's ever played because it was in our, Penn State College football stadium. And I remember seeing that, and you were like, oh, I wish I could have gone. And then you're like, actually, I will go. So
Yeah,
I remember
no.
that. Sometimes FOMO results in positive things.
Yeah, I just saw it and I thought, that looks really fun because at Penn State, they don't put really any concerts in the football stadium. And I've always wanted to see Luke Combs. And so I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look to see if he's nearby. And I kept getting served ads even before that. And so he was actually in Jacksonville for a Friday and Saturday night. And now, yeah, randomly text my sister-in-law. And I was like, are you doing anything next weekend? Luckily, she said no. And we went. And yeah, it's fun. It's their football stadium. It was at the Jaguar Stadium, and it's right on the water. So
Oh.
we took the water taxi to and from, kind of like at Pittsburgh for
Oh.
their
Mm-hmm.
different stadium. So it was a fun experience, and it's Florida, so it was a little bit warmer for being outside at a stadium concert.
Yeah.
But
And
overall,
then you came home.
oh yeah, I was like, then what? I don't know. Yeah, then literally that next week we came back for the wedding, which I feel like that's all you. How was the wedding, Becca? It was fun for me. I know I had a blast. It was a really great
Oh
wedding
my
getting to see
God.
everyone.
It was so fun. So our last day of work was the Wednesday before.
So I think that was
And then,
the 8th, May 8th.
yeah, May 8th. And then, so Joey and I decided that we wanted to get married in the courthouse first,
Mm-hmm.
and then just have one of our really good friends conduct a ceremony for everybody who would attend our wedding on Saturday. So we had a courthouse wedding. It was perfect for
Yeah.
us. It worked out so well. It was exactly what he and I wanted, that just amidst the chaos, we felt like we were starting to lose the purpose of getting married a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we found every excuse in the book to convince ourselves and our family, aka our moms, that it made sense to do it in the courthouse first. And we had our immediate family there, and then some family that had traveled in,
Mm-hmm.
and our Graham and some of our aunts and uncles. So it was, the judge did such an amazing job. He gave such a great message. He was
Yeah.
just like the coolest, nicest guy. He had a little bit of humor.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be easy marrying strangers and convincing them you care about them. And
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
that.
That's true. That's a good point. Like, I have no
Like
idea who you are, but congrats.
yeah, you don't know us, but like you sound really happy for us. Thank you.
He did
And then
really, really good.
yeah, he did such a nice job.
Oh, yeah.
And so after that, Joey's mom organized an awesome dinner at one of our local country clubs that's
Mm-hmm.
just like in a really cute place. And she had, a picture of, or like what are those called? It wasn't a caricature, but it was
No, it
almost
was
like
just like, it was a
a
cartoon version of you
cartoon.
guys.
Yeah, a cartoon version of Joey, Phoebe, and I. And that
Mm-hmm.
probably made me cry the most out of the whole weekend
The
because it was so
dog.
cute and so unexpected. So that was just an awesome way for our families to get to hang out and to continue getting to know one another better. Um, and then Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I convinced Emily to go to one of my favorite spin
Oh,
classes
yeah.
with me.
I
So we
did.
did that. That was a fun way to ride off the night before and then ride into the wedding
Yeah,
weekend.
get
So,
some of like the jitters or just the anxiousness of, just planning a big event.
yep. And so we did that. And then Friday night rehearsal, um, absolutely fabulous. Everyone came in. We were able to be on site for like Friday to Sunday, which was
Yeah,
so
that was fun.
nice. That like
It
we
was
didn't have to
easy.
leave. Everything was in one place. We could all stay there. Friday night, one of the coolest things, rehearsal dinner was great, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun way
Pizza.
for friends to get there, eat some pizza, practice, give out our gifts, show our appreciation for everyone, all the
Mm-hmm.
things. But one thing that we did that I questioned myself if I was being too much, but I did it anyways, was having
Mm.
a photographer there
Yeah.
who is our cousin. So it was like, it wasn't, I'm bringing in someone we don't know. We brought in a cousin we all know and like, and those are some of my favorite pictures.
Yeah, they are great. And I feel like, yeah, of course, when you say like, oh, is it too much? It's just in terms of, okay, we have to spend more money to do this. But I think pictures are never going to be something you regret. And like
Yeah.
you had said, the moments before the wedding, whether it's the Thursday or Friday, that's where you get to have some more intimate moments and conversations.
Yeah.
And you get to capture some of the people that you're, really, really close with.
Yeah. Some of my favorite pictures are during the, like, while we were eating,
Mm-hmm.
Dad gave his little wedding toast.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. It was so
Yeah.
funny. But he was definitely roasting Joe.
Yeah, as you should.
And Joe was standing next to our sister Erin, and you could
Mm-hmm.
just, and Dad was like up
On
above
the,
them, and then I was
mm-hmm.
sitting, so I had a perfect view of everything. So the pictures reminded me of what I was actually seeing.
Yeah.
And you can just see the progression of Dad telling a bit of a spicier story in Joe's face, and Erin's just looking at him like, oh, you're screwed. He's
Yeah.
telling
She's like,
everybody
her
about getting
smile is
kicked out of the
ginormous.
casino and
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
up in a rental car.
Oh man, yeah.
So
Erin's
funny.
smile is it's pretty spot on. It's like if anyone's watching, I was like,
Yeah.
like the big cheesy smile when
You.
it's like your friend's getting in trouble.
So that was really cool. And
Mhm.
another thing was about rehearsal dinner. And Emmy, it was the same for yours, which you had all kinds of people show up for yours,
Mhm.
since it was, we were out on that hotel balcony afterwards. But like some of Joey's friends were saying, "Oh, it was so cool to get to know your family better. Your sisters, your brother, your dad, your mom, etc." And then, my friend said the same thing about Joey's friends. So it
Mhm.
was all these people that are super important in our lives got to hang out and actually get to know each other,
Yeah.
like you said, before the insanity of the actual wedding day started. So having that photographer there to capture those moments, I'm so happy we did that. So
Yeah.
if anyone's like thinking about it and you can find an option or even a friend that isn't
Mhm.
maybe a part of the rehearsal dinner
Yeah.
but could take good pictures, just have them there capturing really cool moments. So I love
Yeah.
that. And then Saturday, the wedding.
Yeah. I have a question then. So
Yeah.
with you actually getting married Thursday, but then the wedding being Saturday, what's going to be your anniversary?
The Saturday.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
randomly thought of that after, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to consider their
Yeah.
anniversary. I mean, it's obviously 2 days apart, but I was just
Yeah.
curious.
We're just gonna go with the Saturday because one, we had already gotten the 11th printed on some things, and
We can't go back now.
people had already gotten us gifts with May 11th on it. So
Okay, yeah. I
I
like
told
that's a
Joey,
nice date. The like
yeah,
angel number is 11, like 101.
yeah. I told Joe, I was like, how about we just have two anniversaries? He goes, no.
Yeah, two vacations. Like let's take two anniversary trips every year. Hell yeah.
um, so yeah, on the anniversary day, the 11th, when we got married. So, oh my God, I mean, similar to your day, it was just easy peasy. Like everyone got
Yeah.
along. We woke up. The guys were definitely struggling more than we were.
Oh, they were wussies.
They were rough. They were rough. They were supposed to go skeet shooting on Saturday. And I know you're not supposed to text your husband to be on the day of, but I guess since Joey was already my husband, I was breaking all kinds of rules.
Cheating.
He texted me. He was like, hey, can you find Kevin, the venue manager, and tell him we can't come to skeet shooting? He won't answer my phone calls.
Yeah, he's probably ignoring you because he knows you're hungover.
Yeah, I was like, but you know what? We probably don't want any of them operating a gun today.
No, that's a good point. It's a weapon, and they're hungover, slow
Yes.
reflexes.
Yes. So we did that. And then God bless, shout out to my friend and Rachel Cloninger.
Gosh,
So we dubbed her, actually, my boss came up with this, which I thought was so funny. I was like, she's not technically my wedding planner because I planned my wedding.
yeah,
And there's the venue manager is really the day of coordinator, but she's the person who, if I think of, is like my gut check, my keep me
yeah.
calm, my like run around for things that aren't related to the venue, like, oh, we need breakfast, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So we dubbed her my wedding doula.
I was, as you were saying that, I was mentally thinking. I was like, you know what? She sounds like a doula in terms of just making me experience what you want it to
Yeah.
be.
Yes. And so honestly, her being there, I think allowed Kevin, the venue manager, to be way more focused on managing, is it going to be a torrential downpour or not?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so surprise, it was. So,
Yeah, it's good luck. Woo.
yeah, it rained on both of our wedding days. So I guess
You
we had
guys are
double the
so
luck.
lucky.
We were so lucky. And so Rachel was there and she made sure we were fed and made sure we were having fun. And our hairdresser is a girl who graduated with Emily and is
Yep.
I would consider at this point a family friend of you, me, and mom. So it was a really nice day getting ready. And, but as soon as it hit, the wedding was at what, 4? At like 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
it just
The rain.
torrential downpour. Yeah. And it didn't stop. And there was
I
no
know.
way we were going to get married outside. So,
Mm-mm.
that kind of stinks. But at the same time, I didn't really even think about it because I think since we were already married, the ceremony was really just a bit of a show.
Yeah, and that's again, I mean, that's where you get married. But yeah, it's also like, oh, it's an opportunity for pictures, right? Too. But
Yeah.
if you're getting them elsewhere, it's not.
Yeah.
It's still important, but
Yeah. So we did that. I don't know. Did anything crazy happen while we were getting ready? Like that whole part of it felt like a hurry up and wait kind of situation, which
yeah.
is what it felt like on your day. From what I remember on Aaron's
Mm-hmm.
day, it's all like just building up of, oh my God, is it here yet? And then when it gets there, it's like whew,
I know. It's like go, go,
hyper
go.
speed.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like your soldiers jumping out of an airplane. Like, oh, we're just waiting. Then go, go, go. No,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's probably how it is for most ladies getting ready. Just because you have to start so early and just start to get together because even if it's a small party or a big party, it's just typically everyone's getting ready one by one. If you're getting your hair done, your makeup done, so it is kind of the hurry up and wait a little bit. And I know both you and I, well, you obviously kind of got ready last in terms of hair, makeup, and so especially when you're last, you're just waiting for
Just like tapping
yeah,
my foot.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah. But it was very chill otherwise, and I know
It
with the
was.
rain, of course, we played Unwritten a couple of times by Natasha Bedingfield to try to give the vibes
Yeah.
a good spin.
Which was fun because that was a funny memory from The Bachelorette of
Yep.
there's a video of me and that song comes on and I am just a drunk screech. It sounds like a drunk bird in the background. Oh my God, I love this song.
That's all of us when that song comes on.
So, I guess one of my favorite moments from getting ready and I know my friends have had this moment and you have had this moment is I didn't do a first look with Joey. He didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
see me until the ceremony. And so, but technically I did like a first look with dad
Yep.
and we both bawled. I think it was like the moment he and I both needed to just let out
Chill. Like,
the stress, the excitement, all of
mm-hmm.
the things that go into it. So I haven't seen none of those pictures were in my preview. I might be hideous
I
in
know
those
it's all.
pictures.
In the moment, it's like, oh, this is so cute. And then you realize, oh no, the
How
crying
I'm
face.
like,
But yeah, it's not necessarily even the crying face. It's the trying not to cry face. That's the
yes.
worst when you're just trying to like
Yeah.
so hard. Cause his pictures at mine of walking down the aisle, you can tell he's trying so hard. And he's like pursed face, like,
Trying not
and
to
I'm like,
cry.
you should have just cried at that point. So those are the moments. So yeah, it'll be funny to
Oh,
see if they
yeah.
caught those moments of like like trying so hard to not let the tears roll.
And then the ceremony, I kind of wish we would have practiced inside.
It
I
was a
don't know if
little
that it was so chaotic. I don't think it would have been not chaotic
yeah, because it's a
otherwise.
smaller space you're getting everyone in.
Yeah. So I am a little bummed I didn't have that dramatic walk down the aisle to see
Yeah,
like
no, that's you're allowed.
to give Joey time to crack and cry because I know he would have.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
I really wanted to I wanted that like long moment of walking down to see him, but instead
yeah.
it was like a 5 steps onto the dance floor.
Hey, what's up?
And we had 230 people, I think,
It was
showed
a
up.
big wedding.
It was massive. I didn't think that many people would come. And so the room was full and we were right in front of them. So it was incredibly overwhelming not having space between us and the guests.
Yeah,
Just in like a way
whoa.
of like, holy shit.
There's a
Like,
lot of
there's
people.
so many people here. And it was just like not claustrophobic, but it was a little bit like, oh my God.
Well, it's all hitting you at once.
Yeah, everything hit me at once. There was no time or space to like gradually grasp everything. But the ceremony was like wonderful. Our friend Jake did such a nice job.
Yeah.
It was quick. It was easy.
Yep.
He gave us a really nice message. And then afterwards, of course, right after the ceremony, the mother friggin' sun came out.
I know.
Like, are you kidding me?
What a joke.
You dick.
Basically, Mother Nature is being a little bit of a jerk that day.
She was. And so, but it was nice that we were able to get pictures outside.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all got to have that at least. I know, of course, you want the ceremony you want to have specifically.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay to be like a little annoyed if it doesn't work out. But yeah, I'm glad y'all got we're able to get some outside pictures.
Yeah. And so, and the pictures were the most stressful part of the day for two reasons.
Yeah.
First one was we gave everyone instruction who needed to be there, and people weren't there. And
they still wander off.
Yeah, and then they get mad at me when I'm getting annoyed. Like, people were getting mad at me. I said, oh, no, you don't get mad at me. You are delaying my day.
You're ruining my day.
Like, yes, we're going to bark at you because you can't follow instruction. Like, it's not that hard.
Adults in pictures is always, and people in pictures will always
it's not that hard. Like, people make it so difficult. It's not. So, but the other reason I was stressed.
Coming from the type A Becca.
Yeah, right?
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. You guys are all being stupid.
Relax.
But we got through them. The other reason I was stressed is because the day I had a haircut. I was going to do a surprise, which if you're watching, I have like these little, my hair's
back with the short hair gang.
My hair's really flipping today. She's flipping. I had planned a surprise haircut. Instead of a rehearsal dress, I was like, ooh, I want to usher in this new era with the same haircut I had when I met Joey. And it's just like the haircut I feel most me in. Yeah. And so no one was listening to me. And
none of us knew either. So none of us could understand.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah. I couldn't tell you because I knew the surprise would be worth it. And it was.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
And then Mom Erin and I could not figure out my
veil.
My train.
Oh, the
bustle. The bustle. And I was getting so frustrated that no one could figure out this bustle, and so many people were yelling at me at once. And Rachel was coming at me, Kevin was coming at me, Erin was yelling at Mom, and Mom was yelling at Erin, and I was like, go get Andrea, Colin, just stop touching my dress. And so that was the moment I cracked.
Yeah.
It all exploded. And then it was great from there. But we finally got the bustle figured out. We got the pictures done. And then as soon as I sat in that haircut chair, it was a nice little
reprieve of just, okay. Yeah. I can relax.
Because, everyone was, the whole picture thing I actually kind of hated that.
Pictures are always chaotic too, especially when it's like you have an indoor-outdoor venue where people can go.
Yeah.
And then
whenever people bring in their own, oh, woe is me energy, don't yell at me. I think that drives me crazy.
Well, I will say during pictures, during family pictures, I was like, Becca's wound kind of tight right now. I wasn't going to say anything, but I was like, I was like, damn, we have time. It's okay. But not knowing, I didn't know you did actually have a timeline for the haircut. Because I was like,
so people could eat, right?
And
so anyways, that was probably the part of the day that I could go back and be like, chill. But whatever.
It's your wedding.
There were a lot of people who could have been more chill to make me chill. So anyways, it was a full circle. Everyone was stressed.
It was a literal 10-minute window. Maybe a little longer, but it was not There was not those kind of emotions running elsewhere for any
No,
longer.
no. So, um, and then I went in, got the haircut. That was awesome. It was just like the only people who knew were me, Joey, the hairdresser,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, because I knew Mom would have like had a freaking heart attack if I
Yeah.
did that without telling her. And Chitty
Elle.
knew.
Yeah.
Elle knew because we have the same hairdresser. And so whenever some of my favorite pictures from the day are everyone's reactions of like, oh my God, she
Yeah.
cut her hair. And then Aaron was like, that's why you were being a bee. And I was
Yeah.
like, I was being a
Yeah.
bee because you were being a bee.
Sisters, yay. No, but I started
I know.
crying. I don't know why when I saw the
Yeah.
haircut. I mean, you're at a wedding, you don't cry about anything, but I started crying. I was like, why the fuck am I crying right now over a
Yeah.
haircut?
Yeah. Well, because I think it was like the whole idea was to symbolize like a
Mm-hmm.
monumental moment in your life, right? And so that was fun. And I could hear the murmurs in the crowd of like, did she cut her hair? Oh
Are
my
we?
God, did
Yeah,
she
because
cut
your
her
hair
hair?
was up. So
Yeah. And
technically
not
people.
everyone knew I had long hair. So
Mm-hmm.
we did that. That was, you know what? I share the stress of the picture time just to like relate to people because I never, whether it's like in real life in conversations with
Mm-hmm.
people or on social media, like I don't really ever share the crazy or the bad. The
Yeah,
wedding
no
day
one does,
wasn't,
right? Yeah.
you know, the wedding day was perfect, but not everything was perfect.
Yeah.
So that haircut and that moment that I got
Mm-hmm.
to have with Joey and I, like cutting it off, and then the reaction that I got from the people I love
Yeah.
most was worth that 20 minutes of me being a
Chaos.
bridezilla.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then the first dance, my bustle kept falling off.
Oh, did it? I didn't even
Yeah. And
notice.
Joey kept stepping on it, and I kept like being jerked because he was stepping
Well,
on it.
we
And he,
didn't like I didn't notice and I was right there. So
yeah,
it
no,
looked
no one.
okay.
Yeah. And I said, quit stepping on my bustle.
I will murder you on our
I
first
was like,
dance.
yeah, I was like, oh my God, Joey. He's like, I don't know how not to not step on it. He goes, don't ruin this moment for us.
Oh god. Yeah,
We were,
first marital fight.
yeah. And then
Squabble.
I was like, let's just sway back and forth really and only one spot. He's like, okay, that's a good idea. And so then um we were good. But that first like 30 seconds of the dance, he kept stepping on it and I was like gonna
And
fall
honestly,
over.
yeah, it probably wasn't that hard to not step on it.
It
Let's be
really
real.
wasn't that hard. Yeah,
Like
let's be real.
probably wasn't that hard to just avoid it.
But so then we both took a moment during that dance once we figured out like every few steps I would swivel my foot and kick my bustle.
Mm.
And we took a moment and looked out on the crowd and it was just like, holy cow,
They're here for us.
this is crazy. Um and so that was good and it was amazing. But
Yeah.
everything, is just like a lot when you
It's
get
a big
married.
day. It's a
Everything
yeah.
is everything is a lot. People tell you a million people are going to be coming at you at once and people kept telling me, "Oh, don't be mad about the rain." I'm like, I can be mad about the rain, but still
You're like, I'm
happy. I'm
allowed to if I
happy
want.
about the day. Don't tell me how to like. Everyone's telling you how to feel, and everyone's telling you what to do, and it's like,
Yeah, because they're trying to like make
go
you feel better, and
away.
it's like I
Yeah,
don't want that right now. Actually,
yeah. No, I want to feel how two. Like I can hold space for two truths.
yeah, yeah.
F
Like
the
I can.
rain, but
Yeah,
today's
no one loves
amazing.
rain. Yeah,
Yeah, but in hindsight, the rain was a part of our day that no one will ever forget, and it was memorable.
yeah,
So yeah, it was. And then after that, our first dances, and we had like great first dances with our parents. The food was delicious.
it was really
The
good.
Yeah, the cupcakes were delicious. We had a
Spot
little
on.
Phoebe on our cake that everyone kept walking by and thinking was
That thing was,
hilarious.
yeah, it was intense. A little bit. I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, there's a Phoebe popping out of the
Yeah,
cake. Um, and then after that, it was just party time.
yeah. I have to
Like
say,
once,
I was
go
gonna say, I
ahead.
gave my speech and I cried in front of
Oh
everyone.
my God, yeah. Tell us about the speeches, Em.
Yeah, so Aaron and I were matrons of honor, co-matrons of honor, and then of course Joey had his best man, and he had a great speech, and then Aaron and I gave our speech together. So Aaron led it off, and thank goodness. Well, just in terms of, I've never given a maid of honor speech before, so mine was like really short, my initial draft, and then Aaron beefed it up and made it sound more appropriate for a maid of honor speech. But I'm a crier, for anyone to know. I'm emotional. Like, I feel things deeply. I even said that as I was crying at the speech. I was like, if y'all know me, you know I cry a lot. But I just started talking and just started to choke up. And I think actual tears fell, but I was just
Oh
up there
yeah.
trying to hold myself together and be able to finish this speech in front of everyone. I don't mind speaking in front of people, but it's when you choke up and start to cry
Yeah.
unexpectedly, then it's like, whoa, I need to pull myself together.
Well, and anytime you're giving credit or complimenting someone you really love,
Oh, don't
it's
go too far.
there's a lot more.
Oh, relax.
No, there's a
I
lot of
know.
emotion in like saying kind things to your
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. No, it was all
But
for show. Don't worry.
it's nice how like Anthony was funny,
Yeah.
Aaron was serious, and then you were incredibly vulnerable and emotional. So it
That's
was
me.
truly a perfect progression of emotion through the three speeches. Let's make them laugh. Let's make them reflect. Let's
Make them
make them
cry.
cry.
Let's make them sob. Yeah, so I did, for myself at least. I made myself cry. And it wasn't
It
even,
was,
yeah, it wasn't even anything super crazy or deep. But yeah, it's just when the weight of the moment just, yeah, hits you.
yeah. So it was an amazing moment, like between Dad on Friday, you guys on Saturday, and
Yeah,
then Joey's dad pulled me aside and had said some really nice things to me. He's like,
that's
I'm not
awesome.
gonna, give a speech. I think what your dad said was perfect, but here's what I would have said, and it would have been
Mm,
to you. And he gave me
yeah,
like,
that's
there's a
cool.
really nice picture of us like hugging after he said that, what he told me. Um, and then yeah, after the speeches, after dinner, we went to town on that dance floor.
It was a dance floor. It was a party.
It was crazy. And I'll just leave it at I overestimated the amount of wine that my friends would drink. And we ran out of bourbon. We ran out of tequila. We ran out of Michelob Ultra. And we almost ran out of tequila.
Hell yeah, you gotta
Hell
run them
yeah.
dry. It's a
Yeah.
good party.
Well, and I think, they're like, oh, people will drink this. But whenever you have, like, we had, quality drinks there. And our signature drinks were heavy pours and they were
Oh,
delicious.
the bartenders definitely had heavy pours,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think.
that's what the venue owner said. He's like, they bought the alcohol. We're
Yeah,
not like, it's their alcohol. They already paid for it.
yeah,
Don't leave
use
them
it.
hanging.
It's
Yeah.
true. He's like, oh, you don't want to take back 20 bottles of liquor for the two of you. Like, what are we gonna do with this?
No. And then we had our late night pizza, which was amazing.
It was very good.
The buffalo chicken. I just remember being on the dance floor at one point with a tequila soda in one hand and a buffalo chicken slice on the other hand, just
Ideal, the perfect combo.
going for it.
Yeah.
And then we had a late night, we had a nice little patio area, so a lot of people stayed until the midnight shuttle.
Yeah. Well, I think even the beginning ones, not the first one, I don't think was packed. The second one may have been
Yeah,
full
the second
too.
one was at 11 at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
DJ was full. But then even a lot of people stayed for midnight, and then
Yeah.
yeah, the next we all stayed up. I mean, I think a lot of us made it till like 2 a.m., which is crazy.
Yeah, just
Which
hanging
is
out, really.
yeah, we were just talking, reflecting on the day. Um and then yeah, we had a Mother's Day brunch the next day. Everyone was super hungover. Then we packed for our honeymoon.
And
So
then
I
it was
don't know.
over.
What did we I feel like there were probably crazy moments. Like there are some funny pictures of people on the dance floor just
Yeah, that's where,
dropping it.
yeah, I feel like the crazy, well, and it's good that you can go through a wedding day, not have any big moments where it's like, oh gosh, like that you really think of standing out for being like over the top or crazy or anything like that. I mean, you had the
Yeah.
hair and different things like that, but yeah, on the dance floor, I think everyone just got down, and you can
Yeah.
see it in the pictures. It's fun. And there were a few of the songs where, you do the circle. I think we did it for Friends in Low Places. And then
Yep.
I know we did it for your last dance, which we
Oh my
technically kind of did
God.
twice.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let me tell you another thing that didn't go perfect, Cowgirl Talk friends, is our DJ was not a personality fit for us.
Yeah.
He kind of stunk. He messed up the names going into the reception.
Oh,
He
we
just like
did?
completely didn't say. He was like Karen, and then just did say like mom and Tom's names.
Oh, that's so
It was
awkward.
I sat on the email for about 2 weeks, and then I sent back my feedback of like, you probably shouldn't have this guy as a wedding DJ.
Yeah,
Essentially,
like you're like, am I
he like never
acting?
introduced himself to us. He
Oh,
played the full songs for our first dance and our parent dances when
it's
we
so
agreed
awkward
on
when you do
a
that too, because
minute.
they're long.
They were long songs. So he just had some weird moments. He didn't play the song. He didn't play a lot of the songs they promised us they would play, which is weird.
He also didn't take any requests, or maybe he
He,
did.
and
Not my request.
yeah, he even at one point was like, "Oh, I don't know," to one of my requests. And I was like, "I'm the motherfucking bride."
Yeah, like you're gonna play my song, buddy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I was like poking at him every time I talked
Yeah,
to him.
he's there for you. It's not his
Paid
party. It's
you,
your
and I
party.
pre-tipped you. I
Yeah,
pre-tipped
like
you before the end of the night,
I'm
which
taking
was
that
a
back.
mistake.
Yeah.
But he ended an hour early. The whole
Yeah.
reason I picked that DJ was they played until 11. He tried leaving at 10 and played our
Yeah,
last
we're all
song, which
like,
was like, and
because he
people
started
were
playing the
trying to,
last song, and we're like, what's going on?
yeah. And so everyone was throwing money at him, play another hour. I'm like, I already paid him. Don't pay
Yeah,
him
like,
any
do
more
not pay
money.
this dude.
And then I walked up to, he's like, I was told 10. I was like,
I don't
like,
give a
someone
shit.
go get my phone so I can get my contract. And he's like, no, I'll stay till 10. And he still quit early. He quit at like 10:45 or something.
What a butthead.
I know. And so yeah, they didn't get a very nice
We
email
won't
from
throw
me.
the name out there or anything, but
No,
did you
'cause
meet with the company, but then
I met with
did
the
they
company.
switch DJs on you?
Yeah, they didn't tell me I wasn't getting the person I was meeting with, who was the owner of the company.
Which, yeah, I feel like they
Yeah,
should
I
give you
was
the
like,
heads up of what type of personality are you getting.
he should have been in the final meeting before the wedding. And
Yeah.
I told them that I was like, if I were to ever use your services again, I would not use it if I knew he were my DJ.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's honest.
To be honest. But but luckily the last song, A Sky Full of Stars, like, it's just such a special song to us, and I think literally everybody on the planet. That song makes everyone
it's an emotional
so
song.
happy. And so thankfully everyone was drunk enough that I don't think everyone quite registered we were playing it twice, or
No,
maybe they
because
did.
like, yeah, not everyone really gathered around yet necessarily. So
Yeah.
we didn't
And
make
then
it a big deal.
when we redid it, it was just like, I didn't even realize there was a circle formed around Joey and I, because that was the first dance was, the bustle made it a little bit stressful for a little bit. But then by the end of the night, when we had both like loosened up and were truly enjoying the day, we just were talking.
That's called alcohol.
Yeah, it's called alcohol.
Oh, we had fun.
We were drunk.
Yeah, basically.
But it was just a way for he and I to just like, it literally felt like just him and I in the room.
Yeah. I think I have a video of it too. So I'll have to look back. I don't know if I sent them your way. I put them in the shared album, but I do think I got some videos of you guys.
So, oh my God. I'm sure, we'll be talking about, just like we still talk about your wedding and Aaron's wedding and my friend's weddings, that we just have these moments that we remember of like, oh my God, that was so funny. Or could you believe our one cousin threw up and lost his glasses and he had to come back for his glasses the next day?
Yeah, like, so we're saying people got lit.
People got lit. Responsibly-ish.
Responsibly.
By the way.
Yeah, well, the shuttles helped. So I think if anyone take anything away from this, if you are having people stay away from the venue, always provide a shuttle service.
Yes, if you're asking people to turn up, you make sure that there is a way for them to get home safely.
Yeah, even I know it costs extra money, but I think it's
worth every.
I think it's very unfair
penny.
when people it's like, let's drink, but then you have to drive a decent ways away.
Yeah,
it's like, that's unsafe.
Unless that is unsafe.
Have a DD, but not everyone is that responsible.
I mean, people say they have a DD, then you get in the moment, and it's hard to not be a part of the moment. Yeah, and everything that's included, like alcohol. So, That's a
feel like
key
shuttles
takeaway.
are always a very good investment for a wedding of some capacity, or a school bus,
Yes.
like literally whatever it is.
Ours was a school bus because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And drunk people don't care. You're going to
No.
get car sick on the way back, whether it's air conditioned,
Yeah.
whether it's nice or school
Yeah,
bus.
get
So,
on the bus regardless.
but yeah, it was just, weddings are such a fun way, whether it's yours or someone else's. Everyone is
Mm-hmm.
just there in such a good mood. Everyone's happy. I know I talked about some of the things that went wrong, but that's because they're funny. Everything
Yeah.
else is just like, simply put, unbelievably amazing and
Mm-hmm.
remarkable. Like, it was so nice.
Yeah, it's just fun.
But
So much of being surrounded by your favorite people that you really don't get people together like that unless it's for a wedding, or
yeah.
maybe like a baby or a baby shower or something. But really, a wedding is
Or even like a big birthday, but that's usually just family and friends. It's not the extended, like,
no, yeah,
hey, you were a big part of my life in a moment in time, and then that moment passed. Like maybe some of our cow show friends or college friends, but like I still really care about you. But it's not like the same people you might invite to a birthday party. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
No, yeah, weddings are an opportunity for a lot of people to hang out, but also meet that you wouldn't typically get to meet otherwise, family,
Yeah.
friends, and so that's honestly like, yes, getting married part is fun, but I think truly my
Yeah.
favorite part is the people.
Yeah. So I could not have asked for a better day.
Maybe
Quirks and
no
all.
rain. No
Quirks and
rain.
all, moments and all, but you know what? The rain, that's actually a nice transition into what happened after the wedding, is that I think because we had 2 wedding days and it rained on both, on our honeymoon, perfect, perfect weather
Uh,
the whole
yeah, and
time. But then the day we were leaving, torrential downpour. And it
really,
was going to be raining for the next 4 days straight. And I thought, oh,
oh no. Good timing on you
I
guys.
already
God's
had
watching
my
out.
rain. I already had my rain.
God's like, all right, I'll give y'all a break.
Yeah.
So you guys went to St. Lucia?
Yeah, we stayed at like a sand. We've never stayed at a Sandoz resort. I've only
Me
ever
either.
done non-inclusive once before. Um, it was amazing because
Is it
like so
worth
we
it? Like
waited.
all inclusive?
This one, yes, because the food was delicious and
Mm.
there was still plenty to do if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. It was nice
Yeah.
having the option of doing something or not doing something.
Yeah. That
So
makes sense.
we waited till Tuesday to leave, which was perfect. Everyone was, that's another thing about weddings and honeymoons. Everyone gives you their opinion.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
sure it's the
I
same with
don't really
like
want it.
kids or anything.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I understand it's because they had an experience and they want to prevent people from having the same. Everyone was criticizing that we were leaving right away, like that we
Dude,
didn't
that's how
wait to
people
go on the
used to
honeymoon.
do it anyways. Like,
And you know what? I said, thank you, but we're doing it right away.
and I'm
And there
glad
are,
you guys gave yourself a day to just like
yeah.
repack or something.
Well, we had like 2 days to just get ready for it. And what
Yeah.
was really nice is I loved that we had this basically whole month of May to live in our
Mm-hmm.
own little bubble.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, for me to like really soak in the moment and appreciate what had just happened. And giving ourselves that 2 days, we were there. Sure, we were tired, but being at that all inclusive and just relaxing, even
Yeah.
our excursions were a bit relaxing, was just a nice way to unwind, decompress, and like fully grasp the fact that
You got
Sir Joey
married.
Peffer is my friggin' husband, which is crazy.
Yeah. I still call
So
him my boyfriend sometimes. So
I accidentally called him my boyfriend at the resort. I was like, oh yeah,
like,
my
hey, this is
boyfriend
my
over
boyfriend.
there. I was like, my husband? I hadn't even
Yeah.
gotten used to fiance yet.
No, I know. It takes a while to get used to the husband because it just automatically makes me feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be responsible. I'm supposed to have my life together because we're husband and
Yeah.
wife. And I'm like, that doesn't feel real. Not
Yeah.
real.
No, because I think of husband and wife as like our parents, right? And now we're
Yeah.
there.
I'm like, we're the adults. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
but I feel that.
and we wanted to start like the family process, I would call it.
Yeah, that's all we need. Thanks.
I
Great.
never know how to say that without
We're
it being weird.
trying. We're trying a
Like
lot.
yeah, like
We would love to
you're
start a
having
family soon. That's all.
so, and I didn't want to be
Which you
pregnant
could do at
on
home,
my
by the way.
honeymoon.
Oh,
I
yes,
didn't want to
that
be
makes
pregnant on
sense.
a honeymoon,
No,
right?
that makes
Like,
sense. Yeah, if you want to
so
wear like
I
slinky little bikinis or whatever it may be, or
and
drink, whatever it is.
yeah, the free alcohol, the dirty bananas. Oh my god, they were so good.
That's a drink, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the dirty.
Yummy.
Nom 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 nom.
Well, I'm glad you had good dirty bananas. But no, yeah,
Sorry.
it's a preference thing on timing. So you obviously had a specific reason to want to go right away.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna tell every Jack
No,
and Jill
like,
that comes up to me like, oh, I want to be pregnant soon, so
yeah.
yes, we're going right away.
Yeah, like
So
I'm not sharing that little personal detail with you guys, so shut up.
yeah.
Thank you.
Instead, I'm just gonna share it with the whole Cowgirl Talk audience.
Yeah, it's okay. We have a nice intimate audience, so
But
you didn't say anything too off
yeah,
the wall.
and I do though, like you had such a cool trip to Greece that we
Oh,
had like after
which was like
seeing
a
your
year ago today.
insane,
Oh,
insane,
man.
we had considered like sorry if you guys can see Phoebe, she's been like licking
Becca's
my
dog
foot
is
this
just
entire
peeping in the
episode.
corner. Like,
um
please.
please love me. But we had been like, oh, we really want to do the south of France and do the countryside of France. And we had thought about doing it similar to the way that you had done Greece. And it was
Yeah.
truly a flip a coin kind of decision for us.
Yeah.
So we'll just go do that some other day. But
Yeah.
I think whether we would have gone on like, a US trip and done hiking, we had looked at that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Like bougie hiking and bougie camping, not real camping. Let's be
Glamping.
real. Glamping. And yeah, it was just nice to be together, him and I, to just enjoy it.
Yeah. No, to really
Which I
just.
know you and Ruben got to have, like, it's almost like since you guys waited, the pro to that might have been I get to extend this celebration even longer.
Yeah, and I think for us, where it came in of wanting to wait was, well, we knew we wanted to go to Greece, and we got married in March, and so we needed to wait for it to be a little bit warmer for where we wanted to
Yeah.
go. So that's why we wanted to wait. But also, um, yeah, I think it was nice. Like, and Ruben and I also have more flexible jobs in terms of we can kind of make our own schedules too. So we do have the ability to do that. Whereas if you have a more structured job where, you're showing up for other people, you do have to
Yeah.
be more specific about like my vacation days where you're taking off. So for us, the week after the
Yeah.
wedding was kind of chill for us of like being at home, just catching up on things. But then we
Yep.
were still able to take like another 10 days off for the honeymoon in May. So I can see it being done either way. But I feel like, yeah, the traditional thing has always been going right after the wedding. And that's obviously so fun to be able to soak it in and relax. But it was also fun for us to, like you said, it kind of felt like we were
Yeah.
extending the celebration of like, oh, it's May and
Yeah.
we're celebrating again on the honeymoon.
Yeah. It's like whatever you do, it's going to be amazing for its own reason, right?
Exactly.
We did, though. It was so funny. I swear 75% of the people at that resort got married on May 11th. It was
Really?
like, I feel like everybody, we had this realization of, most people here, this is definitely a honeymoon type of resort.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
an anniversary. Like, it's mostly couples. There were very few groups of friends, and even them, they were couple friends celebrating a big anniversary or a birthday.
Yeah.
And so on both of the excursions we did, the couples got married that Saturday.
Oh, that's fun.
Too.
And I guess, yeah, so that goes to show everyone was going directly after the
Yeah.
wedding, especially if you are going into an all-inclusive where you have the ability to relax.
just
Yeah, 'cause, like
relax.
our honeymoon was a bit more like on the go. Like we were kind of tired at the end
Yeah.
of it. But if you get to relax and chill, it's like, ooh, we get the wedding come down isn't as intense.
Yeah. And well, the one couple that we went on like the local land and sea tour, such a funny name. They had left 5 a.m. Sunday after their
Oh,
wedding.
why? I
And
mean,
even
okay,
I-
again, no judgment, but I was like,
here I am preaching, don't judge me, but my face definitely did not hide my judgment.
ooh, yeah.
Well, I looked at it and they're like, yeah, we should have waited.
Yeah, that's early. A 5 a.m. flight,
Yeah.
you would have to be there. Like you would have to leave directly from the wedding, which I guess could be
If you
fun,
have
but
people taking care of everything, yeah. But I mean, we had drank so much and stayed up so late that we would have been
yeah,
miserable.
the first day would have been not
Miserable.
as fun.
Yeah, so that was crazy. But
Good for them.
yeah, good for them, I guess. But we
Man.
some of my favorite things on the honeymoon, other than just relaxing and the food being delicious and like
It looked
renting
good.
renting private cabanas and having a butler, like, come on.
Yeehaw.
That local land and sea tour, we did a off resort tour. So it was
That's
some
cool.
local guy named Charlie who
Charlie.
had a lot of reviews on Facebook. So we're like, okay, we trust this guy. We did, you would have loved this because it had some agriculture themes
Oh,
to it.
yeah.
But we stayed, like, he took us around and showed us St. Lucia. He was like the freaking mayor. We went through about 4 or 5 different little fishing villages to look at the building and the artwork and all of that. And everyone's like, hey, Charlie.
That's
Hey,
hilarious.
he would beep, beep. He beep, beeped. He
Beep
honked.
beeped.
He beep, beeped.
I like
At
beep
a
beep
police
better.
officer who wasn't letting people drive down this road. And he was like, hey, Charlie, you good? And like, we went down this road that other people weren't allowed to be on. I was like, oh, yeah, Charlie, we know him.
Hair flip. Thanks, Charlie.
But we went to the largest banana plantation on the island. So we literally just got bananas off the banana tree. We're eating it.
Ooh, yummy.
They were so much better. Then we ate things like banana ketchup, which was super unique. I think I might, if I can convince Joey to save it for the beach, I might bring it to the beach for all of us to try.
Oh, like you bought a bottle of it?
Yeah, because we tried it, and then we tried this lady's road stand, like, Lisa's, was her name Lisa? Let's just say Lisa. Lisa's spiced rum, and it was in all. Yeah, it was. It made you feel like you were wearing a sweater on the inside.
Yes,
is what the couple
warm
we
and
were
fuzzy.
Said.
That's funny.
And then he had, like, his wife made us spiced rum to drink, and it was in this big plastic bottle that you could tell had probably been used and not washed for like years to make this rum.
Filled for flavor.
And then we stopped alongside the road. We ate coconuts from random trees, guava from random trees.
I don't know if I've had guava flavored things, but I've never actually had a guava.
It had a lot of seeds in it. It was interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? It's orange with the black seeds? No, that's papaya.
Is that dragon fruit? Or that? No, that's papaya. Which
I think with papaya.
I don't think we have papaya. But then we got mangoes off of trees, and we all ate like more than one mango because they were like to try that. Good.
I feel like I've had bad experience with mangoes where I'll get them in a store and they're really hard and kind of piney. Yeah. Like, why does anyone like these?
It was nothing like, I'll never be able to eat a mango again because of that.
Yeah.
It was
maybe you grow a mango tree.
Yeah. And then we what else do we we ate like coconut seeds. It was all kinds of cacao seeds. Like a cocoa plant pod with like all the beans. You like suck the beans and they're kind of like a Sour Patch Kid. They're sour than sweet. It was crazy. And then we went snorkeling and just went around the island. Oprah Winfrey had a house there. We saw Mick Jagger's house. We saw where The Bachelor was filmed. I'm like, The Bachelor follows me everywhere I go.
Yeah, literally. Maybe that's like, that is. It was like a bachelorette. Now you had a bachelor tie at the wedding or at the honeymoon.
YDLI. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah. So it was fun. It was just, and then we golfed and I had like 3 really good drives in. And then I made a long putt and we were drinking.
You're like, I'm going on the tour.
Yeah. I was like, oh, now I understand why these guys like golf so much, because you get better the more you drink and you're just outside. It's just like, and it gets more fun when you drink, you know? Yeah. I'm like, oh, and then I was texting Tyler about it. Like, I kept getting better.
Drunk texting Tyler, like, hey,
Tito's we had. He goes, yeah, that's why they call it swing juice.
Swing juice? I haven't heard that before. Ruben had a lot of swing juice yesterday, and I don't think it helped him.
But we did like an island transfusion, Joey and I called them.
Oh,
it was
yummy.
Pineapple juice, Sprite, and Tito's, and it was really
that
good.
Sounds very refreshing.
It was. So
could be a golf drink you bring back here.
Yeah. So I feel like I just took over the whole conversation, telling you about my wedding and honeymoon. And
I feel like the month of May was all about you. Not in a bad way, but
really
in a good
was.
way. And I even feel like my month revolved around you guys basically. I mean, we had the wedding and then we came back and had some travel in between, but nothing as exciting as that. We went to a conference in Tampa, a dairy
Mhm.
conference. I got to see a milk plant, like two big milk plants, which
Yeah,
I never
milk
done
plants are
before.
crazy, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And they
Like
were, I
the
guess, yeah, they were dairy processing plants. So,
yeah,
well, one was milk more strictly, one was like overall dairy products.
yeah. I mean the machinery and the equipment, like even the pasteurizers and just the tanks
Mm-hmm.
and the pipes and how complicated everything is, even to scheduling what fat breaks are going when is mind-boggling.
Yeah, and then with trying to save energy or power or whatnot
Hmm.
of like bringing more milk in while the cooler pasteurized milk goes out, and then using that to help each other cool or warm each other down. And there
Yep.
are just so many cool things. And one of the plants was a Publix plant, and it was just so interesting to also hear just the dynamics of the market and shelf space. Because for anyone who doesn't know, Publix is a huge grocery chain in the Southeast. They started in Florida, in Lakeland, Florida, where we went. And, they produce some of their own dairy products, like, of course, milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, sour cream, all of those things. But
Mhm.
even they were talking about in their own stores, and this may be obvious to anyone in the space, but I was like, oh, that makes sense. But for, let's say, Greek yogurt, right? There's a lot of Greek yogurt options, and they're like, we, have to fight for our own shelf space, and if people
Yeah.
don't want our our product on it, we're not going to put as much of our Greek yogurt on the shelf. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, I guess it makes sense that even if
Yeah.
it's your store and your product, you'd have to fight for the shelf space if people don't want your product, even if it's Publix. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you would just,
You
that's not
never would
things you
think
think
that.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Because
very cool
that's
for me even to see another side of dairy and kind of have the
yeah.
aha moments.
I mean, that's like a lot of what I do is
Yeah.
working with our sales team to, because we do a lot of private label brands. So there's probably like
Mm.
a cooperative that produces Publix private label and also their branded label. So then you're like working together to figure out how both of your brands fit on the shelf. And it's like, how
Hmm.
do we each meet a different consumer choice or a different
Yeah.
consumer preference? Because that's what we want to give them. That's what keeps them coming back. And that's what keeps them
Hmm.
loyal, is that we have everybody's preference there. So that's so
Yeah.
cool you got to do that. I was recently on one of our plant tours, like at our own plants, and I got to see portion control creamers getting made. And it
Oh.
kind of it
Like
kind of
small
remind
ones? You talking about like the little, like a
yeah,
Land
like
Lakes one, the mini moose, something like that.
exactly like that. And it's crazy how those are processed, just like, millions at a time. Just
And I wouldn't even
it's
think of
nuts.
that. You buy, and then I'm like, wait, this would be a
Yeah.
process to get all these little containers filled.
Yep.
No, I
So
love that. Yeah. So Publix was very cool to see that. And then we also got to go to, I don't want to say smaller, but kind of like more of a family owned M&B dairy. And they actually provide milk for 80% of the schools in Florida. And it was cool to get to see it on a different level because we were able to
yeah.
be on the floor, be right around everything. So we got to see the chocolate milk cartons being packaged. And it was just, it's so cool to get to
Yeah.
see where your food's coming from.
Yeah, they just put in a flat stack of cartons,
Yep.
and then there's a machine that shapes them and
Yeah.
seals them, then dumps them, then seals them again, and then there's the stuff machinery that stacks pallets, and it's just
Yeah.
like machine. We were watching How It's Made or something. We found it on TV randomly, that old show, and it's
Yeah.
just we were watching hot dog buns being made, and we're like,
Oh, not
whoa.
something I've thought about. Yeah, it's just you don't realize if you're not
Yeah,
involved with it, just what goes into all of it because you don't have to
yeah,
think about it. Like we're lucky enough that our food gets on the shelf and it's safe and healthy, we can buy. But
yeah,
even us being in ag and dairy, having those moments is it's cool to realize and remember there's still so much like to learn and to see.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so that was a cool moment for me just because again, we grew up in dairy. I love dairy and it just made me really excited to be there. And also we got to try some ice cream, which I love. Publix has different types of ice cream, but they have a premium brand and they have limited
Hmm.
flavors throughout different parts of the year and with the different seasons. And I'm a sucker. I always buy them. And so I got to try some. more, and they were absolutely delicious. But I feel like that, I mean, honestly, that kind of wraps up my May, Memorial Day, all of that. But talking about milk, I feel like that leads very well into our, is it, I don't know if it's like a weekly obsession, weekly hot take, maybe kind of both, because I am
Yeah.
obsessed with milk, and we're going to be talking about milk. And
Yeah.
I feel like even saying milk so many times, I feel like someone's gonna be like, you say it weird. Cause I've had people on social media say like
Milk.
milk or milk. And I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna think about it. Cause now I'm in my head. But again, we said at the beginning of this episode when we're recording, it's officially World Milk Day. And I have a really fun post that I'm gonna put on Dairy Girl Fitness. I hope it's funny. I put a lot of effort into it. So I hope people enjoy it. But it's World Milk Day and it's the start of June Dairy Month. And so, specifically, since it's all about milk today as we're recording, we thought it would be fun to, I guess, yeah, kind of a hot take or an obsession, give our favorite flavor of milk that we've ever tried because there are so many cool flavors out there now. So, Becca, you go ahead. You get the reins.
Yes. So, ooh, the cool. This
Okay,
is
maybe
hard.
not.
I've been thinking about three milks. So
That's good.
one
We
is
can narrow it
I
down.
didn't get to try it, but someone sent me a picture of it that was banana pudding milk recently, and like
Oh.
that's a southern thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I
What's
was like,
up?
"Ooh, that sounds good." I bet that would be delicious.
Yes.
However, I was far, far away when the picture was sent, so I didn't actually get to try it, but it sounded
Mm,
cool. And then two really unique places that I've gotten to visit. One that's technically in Missouri. I think it's right outside of Kansas City. We might get to try it this November,
oh, yes, with
Emmy.
Dairy Girl Network,
Yeah, so
which everyone
Chateau
should go to, by the way.
Yes, 1,000%. Chateau Dairy does like glass bottles. So in the
Yeah.
stores you know keep or take back and get money off, etc. Kind of like the olden days of
Mm-hmm.
glass bottles. But they always do really cool themed milks. Like one time, not this past eclipse, but the one prior, they did an eclipse milk and an eclipse viewing party or
Oh
an
my
eclipse,
gosh.
whatever it
So
is,
clever.
and it was black milk, and I can't remember the flavor.
Maybe
But
like,
the one I got to try was cotton candy milk. But we were there for work when I worked for Cargill, and it was when the Kansas City Chiefs or Kansas City Royals, sorry, won the
one of
World
them.
Series or were in the
Oh.
playoffs. And so we went to Chateau and we got their crown bottles for the Kansas City Royals. And I
Oh,
still have
so
that bottle. It's
cool.
so cool. And then that was the coolest experience, like to be a part of such a cool cultural moment for Kansas City and
Mm-hmm.
dairy being a part of it. The
Yeah.
best flavored milk I have ever had was a root beer flavored milk at Danzizen or Danzizen Dairy
Yeah,
in
I actually was
Arizona.
just on their Instagram because they have so
Yeah.
many cool flavors.
We did a farm tour there with YDLI um,
Yeah.
a while back. And I think actually
Mm-hmm.
when I was in YDLI, we did it.
Yeah.
And
I remember you talking about it.
their root beer milk is the official milk of, I'm pretty sure, the Diamondbacks, or at that point it
Ooh.
was for the baseball
Yeah.
team. And so the root beer was their official milk, and it was so good. It's like a root beer
Ooh.
float.
Yeah.
That's what it tasted like. And it was really good. So it's probably the coolest and my favorite milk I've ever tried.
Gosh, I'm jealous. I have not gotten
Yeah.
to go to all these really. I've gone to a lot of cool places, but like the ones with a very specific kind of seasonal. Because I followed Danzian, I think it's how you say it, dairy, just because they have really cool flavors. And yeah, they had a banana milk. They had like a
Yeah.
blueberry milk or just a lot. And there's also one I just found in Texas, which I've not had I haven't been able to try it because obviously I'm not in Texas, but it's Volman's family farm and they had a lot of cool flavors like a cold brew. There's a blueberry milk, one of
Yum.
them on horchata milk.
Oh,
I
interesting.
again haven't had the opportunity to try, but I just love seeing all these milk processors or just family farms or whatever try all these really cool flavors because it's
Yeah.
so fun. I feel like it's ice cream. You can make it so unique because milk is such an amazing base that you can really add whatever flavor you want to it. Maybe not whatever, and it's going to taste fantastic. Because I feel like milk just elevates it. Like whether it's banana, it's going to be creamy. Blueberry or orange creamsicle would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I feel like I can't remember where, but I've tried a cookies and cream milk before that was really, really yummy because that's
Fairlife has a
perfect.
really good
Yes,
cookies
okay,
and
I
cream
think that
milk.
might have been it
It's so
because
good. Our
yeah.
Walgreens right across the street, I used to walk across the street to go get it. They don't carry it anymore. Like, ugh.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I don't really see it often, so it must not have. I don't know. Maybe not enough people
Maybe
drank
we
it,
were
which
the
is
only two
crazy.
drinking it.
Which is crazy because cookies and cream and milk just belong together. I mean, you eat an Oreo, you pair it with milk. That's the perfect marriage. So
Yep.
I think that would be mine. But if I had to do like just a go to every day, of course, white milk. But chocolate milk's the
Yeah.
OG. I know all those other flavors are really fun, but sometimes just chocolate milk is always just consistent. Chocolate milk you can't go wrong with.
Yeah. And there's so many options of it that if you're looking for a decadent treat, there's chocolate milks that do the
Mm-hmm.
trick. Or if you're looking for like a healthy snack or a quick
Yep.
breakfast,
Post workout, drink chocolate
yeah.
milk.
It's just there's a chocolate milk for every need.
Yeah. Oh, another one idea, which I'm sure one of these places have created it, but a cold brew milk. Like it'd be a cold brew coffee, but a cold brew
Oh, yeah.
milk, which is
I
kind
feel
of
like
just like
there's a lot
coffee,
of those
but
out there. Or
yeah,
there's
but
more and more.
true. I guess yeah, you see it like on the shelf a little bit, but more milk forward than coffee forward is what I would want in
Yeah.
terms of like a coffee milk. Which
Yeah.
I get that now that I say that, there's literally a billion brands I'm thinking of. So never mind. That was
I'm thinking of
silly.
Slate has one, but it's very coffee forward.
Yeah.
And
There's
then Fairlife's nutrition plan was really good, but I can't ever find it anymore.
oh really? I know there's one down
Yeah.
here in Florida. It was started by Dairy Farm Thunder Milk. It's like an
Oh.
Australian coffee drink because they're from Australia. And so it was like started there and they brought it over here. So that has caffeine. It's coffee and
Yeah.
milk. So
Thunder
there we
milk.
go. Problem solved. Yeah, so it's called Thunder Milk.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
awesome.
fun. I know, but
Milk is so fun. So that was
I know.
yeah, it's fun to reminisce on, all the places I've gotten to travel for work and, all the leadership types of things I've gotten to do. And a lot of them have always been centered around how can we be more creative with milk?
Yes.
And it's just, yeah, the people filling a niche or niche,
Yeah.
however you say that.
I know.
Uh,
I know.
yeah, I always feel I'm more aware and self-conscious of how I'm saying things now that I'm on this
Well, I feel
podcast. I'm
like
like,
it could
huh,
be in reference to different things. I feel like people
yeah,
can say it differently.
yeah. They're filling a unique outlet for milk, which is
Yeah,
it's a treat. Flavored milk in that regard. I mean, I'm not going out and buying cotton candy milk
all the time.
unless, yeah, no, it's not a casual milk for me, like plain or chocolate
Wake up
would
in the
be. So
morning, drink a glass of
cotton
cotton
candy milk.
candy.
So,
Yeah, I feel that.
oh, Em, this was so fun. I'm so happy I got to recap the wedding with you again and just kind of hash out some of those funny, quirky things that happened and acknowledge when I might have been a little bit of a butthead because that feels good to get it off my chest. But overall,
I've admitted it.
I'm like, okay, I've acknowledged that I am a little bit of a turd sometimes. But
No.
overall, between the weddings, plural,
Yeah.
the honeymoon and then my birthday and then just getting back into the swing of like life with Joey and Phoebe and our little family has
Mm-hmm.
been it's been the best month of my life. It's going to be hard to
Yeah,
top it. I mean, we will,
it is.
but
I
like
know. But
good
yeah, you don't.
lord.
It's always
Literally
going to be up there.
literally could not have dreamed up a better way for the wedding and everything to happen than with this like month of bliss. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
No,
so good.
it's going to be something that, yeah, I mean, hopefully you remember forever. And so I'm
Yeah.
glad we could kind of catch up as well because it is fun.
Yeah.
I really, again, you've been gone pretty much all of May. So we're just
Yeah.
very busy catching up, whatever it may be. So this is fun for us to be
Yeah.
able to catch up and reminisce on everything as well. And I'm also excited that we're starting back for Cowgirl Talk in June because even just, towards the end of this episode, we could talk about milk and dairy forever. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to continue into the conversations around dairy, around anything and everything about it, and continue to just move into season 3 as well with different interviews. We have potentially some really exciting ones coming up.
Sure
And
do.
now that you don't have a wedding to plan, hopefully, like maybe we'll have a little bit more normal recording times when we do this. We won't have to like record at 6 a.m. before work. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. No, it's probably going to be the rest of our Cowgirl
Uh,
Talk lives.
okay. Well, we'll do it for you, cowgirls. It's fun. It's fun for us, and we hope it's fun for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. How do you want to close it out? I'm coming back. Is there anything you want to tell them before I tell them to have a great day?
Oh, I guess just as always, if you would like to continue following along with our show, now that we're going to be again more consistent this summer, of course, we're on social, mostly on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it may be. Subscribe and follow the show. If you have any reviews, we would love to hear them. We really appreciate the feedback. We know we have a small but mighty community, and it is really cool that, yeah, we get to do this and that we have the opportunity to talk about topics that we really enjoy and that we're passionate about. So I'm excited to swing back into things. And thanks, y'all, for listening as always.
Yeah, I still can't believe people care about what we have to say, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Woo! Have a great day, cowgirls. We can't wait to see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.